Fantasy Hockey Draft Advice. Drafting well in fantasy hockey is the key to success. Here I'll be giving you some tips in drafting in fantasy hockey. First off, there are two different types of draft formats in fantasy hockey, standard and auction. I'll be covering auction drafts in later videos, so this will be specifically on drafting in standard drafts. Before your actual draft, I would always recommend you to do a few mock drafts. I also recommend you pre-rank your players just in case you should disconnect from the draft. In most fantasy leagues, goaltending is the most important position. You can't win with bad goaltending. Normally, I get at least 2 strong goalies just to make sure I win the goalie categories. If you play in a league with more than 14 teams, make sure you pick a goalie before the 3rd round. It is important to draft at least 6 proven offensive players on your team. Target before the draft what offensive players you want. I usually go for the young rising stars. Don't be afraid to pick rookies. There are a few rookies this year that are worthy of picking. For defensemen, I wouldn't draft one before the 7th round simply because defense isn't weighed very highly in most leagues. However, employing this strategy requires you to know defensemen very well. If you are new to fantasy, make sure you draft one of the top-ranked defensemen. It is very important to build a well-rounded team that isn't focused around a few players. Doing this will give you a greater chance at winning the championship. Here are a list of off-the-radar players you should put on your draft list. Center Bo Horvat, left winger Nick Schmaltz, right winger Andrei Svechnikov, defenseman Rasmus Dahlin, defenseman Kevin Shattenkirk, goaltender Corey Schneider. On my next NHL Hangout video, I'll be giving auction draft advice in fantasy hockey.